Welcome to Punta Gorda, Florida. Men's singles gold medal match about to get underway here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open. Taking a look at Hunter Johnson getting warmed up here, trying to go for his first gold medal of 2024. He had 8 of them in 2023. 29 years old, out of New Braunfels, Texas. He's going up against Chris Haworth. It is the 3rd time that these two have matched up on a championship Sunday. Hunter Johnson got the better of Chris Haworth in the previous 2 matchups, but the 30-year-old out of Oklahoma City has made no apologies about his goals, his resolutions for 2024. He wants to change that record, bring home a gold medal. Going to be a lot of fun to see these two battle it out. When you look at this match, you guys, between Johnson and Haworth, 3rd time we're seeing it. Dom, where does this match get decided?
Again, it's going to be decided on who can adjust to the elements quickly enough. Right now, if they're starting on the sides they're warming up on, that means that the wind will be at the back of Hunter Johnson and in the face of Chris Haworth. We saw it come into play all week with the wind. So again, let's see who makes the adjustment first. Hunter Johnson can't overhit because of the side he's on with the wind at his back. And it's, can Haworth keep the ball low enough, create some shape so that Hunter Johnson is hitting up on the ball? That's going to be my differentiating factor here in this matchup.
Well, and that's where I was going to go to the strengths of each. Hunter Johnson has that forehand roll, that kind of aggressive drop that'll hit and pull or push Haworth out wide. Haworth's strength is that running backhand roll. If he gets that shorter ball on the run, his favorite shot is to go back behind. So Johnson needs to be looking for that, not give him too many short backhands. Johnson's going to use that heavy roll, get into that cat and mouse game.
Unlike every other time these two have matched up, today it's best 2 out of 3 to 15 rally scoring. So Hunter Johnson with the serve, but Haworth with the first point of this game.
It would have been interesting to know who won the toss here, because I think it would have been Hunter Johnson, because I think he wants to go into the wind. And so that means he would start game 2 into the wind.
Here's a look at Hunter Johnson. He's one of the staples here on the APP Tour. Seems to always find the medal stand. Played his collegiate tennis at SMU. 27 total APP medals in 2023. Haworth with the great cross-court angle taken there on the overhead. He's up 3-0 here in game number 1. Let's get to know the 30-year-old. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, his hometown. Played his high school tennis as an All-American, 146-5 record. And then he played collegiate tennis at Oklahoma State.
The record is ridiculous.
Absurd.
Well, I want to know what happened with the 5.
Who were they? And where are they now?
That's their claim to fame.
Where
I was one of the 5 that beat Chris Haworth.
Message us. Where are you and why aren't you playing pickleball right now? Those 5 people.
Maybe
Honestly,
they are.
I think one of them was Jack Sock.
Oh.
I do believe. Someone was telling me that.
Maybe they are. They're just waiting for their moment to have the rematch.
A little rush there from Haworth. Tried to get that backhand off before Johnson could get up to the kitchen line. Good deep return there from Hunter.
2-4 for Johnson's serve. Good deep return there from Haworth, and Johnson's ball sailing long.
Good read from Johnson. That was the backhand roll that I was talking about from Haworth. Johnson didn't bite toward the line, knew that it was going to go back cross-court. Good volley and then good hands. One thing in Chicago that we saw from Haworth in that championship Sunday, we'll talk about after this point.
Oh, great spot for Haworth.
He had like 10 missed serves. So, big part of this one is the Haworth serve and whether he can keep it in.
So the interesting thing, I was talking to him about that, and he was like, I wasn't keeping track of my missed serves in Chicago, but you guys were, and I heard you. And so I know that with rally scoring, I can't afford to do that. It's one of the things that he really was focusing on coming into this tournament, is making sure he doesn't have those big missed serves that cost him points and momentum in Chicago.
Hunter Johnson just overruled the call on the referee 2 points ago. Ball was
referee called it out,
referee
but
called
Hunter
it out,
called it
but
in.
Hunter called it in. Ball was right on the line. Hunter called it in right away. And so a nice little run here for Haworth, adding on from that call and then the missed return of serve from Johnson. Nice 4-point lead. Here's that call. Great job
right
by
on
our
the
crew,
line.
right on the line. Johnson couldn't do anything about that.
And it's almost a grimace as he called it, right? Like,
You don't want to call
bummer.
it. Yeah,
That's in.
exactly. And a nice start here for Haworth into the wind. As we talk about with any player that's hitting into the wind right now, especially in singles, if you can find the corners
Yep.
of the kitchen, meaning that T where the kitchen line and the sideline meets with those rolls, and you're hitting into the wind's going to knock it down even more.
So Chris Haworth working on a 4-point lead here in game number 1. Haworth with the serve.
There's the drop, there's the roll. Get that ball down below the net. That one got back behind Johnson. You'll see right there. Can't keep it down. Good close and good angle cross court from Haworth. He may have switched paddles some more control, but like you said, he's got the power. He's hitting that into the wind.
And he talked with me yesterday about how he really wants to be big in this game, to play aggressive.
Oh, nice ball right there from Hunter Johnson. A good volley where he takes that and rolls that back cross court. Haworth trying to get that out of the air.
Haworth looked back at the baseline to see where he was on the court. Thought he may have potentially hit an out ball. A big serve.
So Hunter Johnson on a little 2-0 run here. Halting what was a 5-point run for Haworth.
Popping up a little too soon through that two-hander. Got to stay down through it.
Johnson almost stood up a few times at that point saying, there's no way he's getting there. And then Haworth did.
The last one, he stood up and then was like, wait, is he going to get here? Oh.
He literally just ran the 100 meters right there from sideline to sideline.
We had a drill like that in soccer. It was one of my least favorite ones.
That was a good first ball there from Hunter Johnson. Dipping that ball to the backhand side of Haworth, but Haworth hits an even better ball on the counter. Ooh, that's dirty.
Great placement there by Hunter Johnson as he makes it a 4-point lead now for Haworth.
Johnson's made his adjustment now. He's shortened up his swing a little bit. Those balls were getting on him a little quicker than he anticipated. Now with the shorter swing, able to add a little bit more shape, and that so it missed just deep.
We'll get a timeout here, looks like, from Hunter Johnson as Chris Haworth extends his lead to 5 here in the first game.
So it's a 13-8 lead here, for Chris Haworth, who, like I said, he makes no apologies. He wants a gold medal, and certainly coming out in this first game, acting like it, you guys.
Yeah, I love Chris Haworth, how he's playing right now, and he's playing into the wind. So he's making his adjustments here early. They'll have to switch that up, completely switch that up in game number 2. There's some highlights here from Chris Haworth and what he's done early on in game number 1.
Well, for me, it's all about the shape. yes, he does have the power, but he recognizes that Johnson is able to move quickly on the court, and he's not going to be able to really hit through him. He has to get that ball down, try to get that ball back behind him, open the court up, change angles, and we saw that with Gill in Chicago. He didn't have that.
Cut it. 13-8.
That ball just sailing a bit long. So it'll be a side out and a point for Hunter Johnson.
9-13.
Oh, hit that.
Point 14.
So the ball goes back to the side of Chris Haworth. Game point opportunity here for the 30-year-old out of Oklahoma City. And the big serve forces a deep return from Hunter Johnson, and game one goes to Chris Haworth.
That's a very clean game from Chris Haworth. He needed that. He needed a very good start. Didn't need to be caught behind the 8 ball, losing game number one. Good start for him.
So game one goes to Haworth in our best 2 out of 3 rally, scoring to 15. Game number 2 when we come back to the APP Punta Gorda Open.
Doesn't a beer sound like a better idea?
Fat tire.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is sponsored by LS, where history meets sportswear. C&D Nets, the highest quality nets made in the USA. And Vlasic Pickles, the Big Crunch.
The AARP match spotlight here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open, highlighting Sue Johnston and Scott Moore, gold medalists in our AARP Masters Division mixed doubles. Looking good.
Sue Johnston staying nice and warm with that sock hat on out there under the lights.
Hey, can't blame her.
No.
We love to see it. They won a gold medal, and so did these people. Take a look at the rest of our medalists here in the AARP Masters and Champions Division, and oh, look at that name at the bottom. That Lee Whitwell and Jaime Oncines.
First event on the Champions and Masters Tour. First gold.
Look at you, Lee. Shout out to Lee Whitwell and all of our gold medalists here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open. Back here in our men's singles gold medal match, Chris Haworth takes game one, now sits one game away from earning that elusive gold medal, but Hunter Johnson certainly trying to derail those plans. Gets the first point of game two.
Well, a little bit of a difference here now for Haworth, switching from hitting into the wind to hitting with the wind. Has to adjust the stroke, has to adjust the power, where Johnson can just go for a little bit more now.
And what I'm going to look for from Hunter Johnson is creating shape into the wind. So he's going to attempt to drop those balls to the sideline off of the two-handed backhand and the roll forehand. Right on cue, tries to drop that one right there, but just mishits it.
So ties us up at 2-all, and it will be Haworth with the serve.
2-2. Point.
Good close there from Haworth. That ball got on Johnson quickly.
3-2.
Again, this time just hitting it.
That's a ball Haworth's not going to miss very often right there. He loves that two-handed backhand, hard cross court.
3-3.
Little miss hit there. Almost gets it over the net, does Haworth.
I'm pretty sure that return was deep too, but somehow that ball got behind Haworth. Lost sight of it. Yeah, you see him waving that hand across the face that he lost sight.
Johnson reading that, but Haworth too strong of an angle.
4.
Another look here.
Yeah, good reach in there from Haworth, using the height advantage that he has, taking that ball nice and early.
4-4.
Good swinging volley there from Hunter Johnson, pushing Chris Haworth well back behind the baseline.
So it will be Johnson with the ball. Opportunity to extend his lead.
Oh, change of pace, cut serve right there. Makes Haworth think about it a little bit.
It didn't come up as high as Haworth thought as well. It hit the bottom of the paddle. That's trouble. Yeah, that, if Johnson starts getting the feel for that aggressive roll, then Haworth is going to be stretched out a lot.
So last three serves, Hunter Johnson went hard with pace, then he went a little pace cut, and then he goes float serve. He's like Greg Maddux out here throwing different pace and spots for serves.
It's certainly one of the reasons that Hunter Johnson is so good at pickleball. 8 gold medals in men's singles in 2023. 2024, he's trying to start the exact same way. Has a lead here in Game 2. We'll be right back to Punta Gorda. Welcome back to the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open. Don't forget, scan the QR code on your screen to get a special discount to pickleballsuperstore.com. That QR code right there, bottom left. Back to the action here in game number 2. Hunter Johnson with a 7-4 lead over Chris Haworth. Haworth take game 1. Johnson, though, so good in men's singles. Trying to extend his lead here in game 2, forces to a game 3. Getting out of the way of that one and doubles up on Haworth.
8-4.
This is a 4-0 run that Johnson is working on. Whew. Just as I say that, out of bounds, side out, and a point for Haworth.
It looked like the wind just pushed that ever so slightly. Johnson trying to paint the line. Haworth needs to, it's difficult, but he needs to get to the ball but slow himself down at the same time.
Right.
He's rushing to get to that ball, and then that's causing him to rush the motion, rush the stroke.
That one right there, that was the ball getting on him super quick right now.
Johnson has been so effective with his serves in this second game to keep Haworth off balance.
Oh, he was there.
He hit his shoe.
So it'll be a point for Haworth. Another look here.
It's
Great
too good of a
cross
read.
court.
Too good of a read there from Johnson. This time, Haworth tried to slow the motion down, execute the shot, but Johnson was there to take it nice and early and go back behind him.
Haworth firing himself up after getting that point off of Johnson and the ball back on his side.
Well, he's got to put a couple together here and get back in this.
Great get. Great get by Johnson in the middle of that point, but Haworth doing a great job of finding the spot that Johnson's paddle can't be.
He almost ran himself into a couple of bad hops right there, but made the adjustment, set his feet, executed.
Yeah, and just, again, it's exactly what you talked about, Chad. He's getting to the spot, but he's not slowing his body down or his thought process.
Good deep return there. Johnson pushed back behind the baseline.
Hearing both of these men be a little bit more vocal here in the back half of this second game. They know a gold medal's on the line, giving it everything they got.
Great read there from Hunter Johnson. He knew where Haworth was going before he even hit it, but he gets there, can't slow his momentum down either, and he goes long.
So a timeout called on the court by Hunter Johnson. We always talk about how many points do you let your opponent get before you call the timeout. Johnson decided that number was 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good timeout here. He's got a lead, had a bigger lead, but again, good timeout here. Slow the momentum of Chris Haworth.
Well, especially in rally scoring, and once you're getting deeper into the game, you don't have that room that you do early on. Lee Whitwell over there talking with Chris Haworth.
I mean, she knows a thing or two about winning a gold this tournament.
Whitworth was in his corner in Chicago as well.
50 seconds.
Lee Whitwell, one of those players and people really on tour that just loves investing in the next generation of pickleball players. A lot of the players who are just getting into the sport benefit greatly from her knowledge, her insights, her encouragement. Haworth on the receiving end of that right now. Trailing by 2 here in game 2, which if he comes back to win, he will earn his first men's singles gold medal on the APP Tour.
Not sure what happened there. It looked like Johnson lost sight of it for a second, caught the top edge.
And ties it up there, does Haworth.
And exactly what we talked about, Chad, he is not doing right now. He's not rushing anything.
Yeah.
Those last 2 balls he's hit, he's been calm, cool, and collected.
Oh,
Goodness.
just out. But the adjustment that Haworth has made as well from what we saw in 23 to now, reaching in, taking those balls early, using the height advantage. You see it's difficult to do with that two-hander. Usually we see the reach with the one-hander roll, but he's reaching in two-hander, pushes it down the line, then takes it early, rolls it back cross.
Well, remember, Haworth relatively new to the game of pickleball, but he's all in. And he told me that between indoors in the beginning of December of 2023 to now, he tried to treat that time like a proper professional off-season. That meant that he was doing two-a-days. He was getting in the gym. He was trying to eat right because he wants to make this a professional career. And so he's approaching this season as a professional athlete. And you really see it in the way that he's developed on the court, but even sort of the mental side of things too. We're seeing him stick in it throughout this very tight game too. And he has a 1-point lead here in this second game, sitting just 2 points away from winning his first ever men's singles gold medal. But that man knows a thing or two about what it takes to win a gold in men's singles. Hunter Johnson had 8 of them in 2023 and certainly always has the ability to get back into a game.
Wow. It's a huge forehand winner right there from Chris Haworth.
I mean, especially with the wind, to get that to drop inside the baseline. I thought it was a little too flat, but that ball just dropped hard right at the end.
And so it's a match point opportunity here for Chris Haworth. Can he win the gold? Not on that serve.
Good deep return there from Johnson. Pushed Haworth onto his back foot.
So a critical serve here for Hunter Johnson. Opportunity to tie things up and push us into a win-by-2 situation. What a recovery in the middle of that point from Haworth. Lost it in the sun, came back around to get it over the net, but then misses the next one.
He would have had a second opportunity to win this match.
Oh, Johnson tripling up. Haworth staying home. Thought for sure that third one, Johnson was going to roll back cross court behind Haworth.
So another opportunity here for Chris Haworth to win the gold, and he does on a serve. He said he wasn't going to miss him this tournament. Proved himself right to win the men's singles gold medal here in Punta Gorda.
Great finish there from Chris Haworth. Goes on a big serve right there. Absolutely wonderful to see him. 3 times silver medal last year, get his first gold medal.
We're going to hear from Chris Haworth and Hunter Johnson when we come back to Punta Gorda.
No, since I've been using Leo Rubber, I've had way less problem on my AT band and hips. It has been really a game changer for me, so I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's what makes it so different. The whole idea about balanced compression, it improves your blood flow, reduces your fatigue. At the end of the day, you feel so much better.
I feel comfortable, I feel supported, I feel that I can train harder, train longer, recover faster, and feel supported while I'm playing. And that's so crucial for me, especially in singles when I'm trying to play against the youngest. I'm not the youngest out there, but I try and play against the youngest.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious. With better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game. Because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Back here in Punta Gorda, here is championship point for Chris Haworth, Chad.
Well, we talked about the missed serves that he had in Chicago against Hunter Johnson. No missed serves today. Big serve, missed return right there. Gives Chris Haworth his first gold and the first gold of 2024. AJ McCord's courtside.
Welcome down to championship court, a men's singles gold medal match to start 2024 off right. Great crowd here in Punta Gorda. Let's give it up for both of these men. All right, we're going to get to our gold medalist, Chris Haworth, in just a minute. But first, Hunter Johnson, no stranger to playing on Championship Sunday in 2023, starting 2024 out the exact same way. I know you would have loved to walk away with a gold medal, but a silver medal to start your 2024 campaign. What is the biggest takeaway for you from this tournament?
Yeah, tough conditions today. Congrats to Chris. I mean, he's been after me all year, and it's nice to see him get a gold. I mean, I know he wanted it, so congrats to him. Thanks to the crowd for coming out. I know it's crazy conditions, windy out here, but thanks for coming out. Yeah, I mean, no one likes to lose, but Chris is a good guy, so congrats to him.
Congratulations, Hunter Johnson, your silver medalist here in Punta Gorda. All right, Chris, he just said it. You've been after him for quite some time. The third time you guys are meeting here on Championship Sunday. What was the difference for you today to get the gold?
I think singles is just, depends on the day. So Hunter's a great player. He played a great match. It just comes down to 1 or 2 points.
We were talking yesterday, and you said at indoors in Chicago last year, I know I missed a lot of serves. I will not do that today. You missed one, but you won on one as well. How much work did you put in this offseason to set you up for this moment?
Yeah, I just treated December as an offseason, tried to play as much as I could, just prepare as much as I can for the whole year, not just for this tournament. So looking forward to a good year.
And you told me 2024, I am bringing home a gold. You do it in this first tournament. How gratifying is that for you?
It's been what I've been after the whole time, and I haven't been shy to admit that. So I'm glad to get that one off my back, and hopefully not the first or not the last.
It will be the first, but certainly not the last. Congratulations, Chris Haworth, your gold medalist at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open.
Chad, we talked about Chris Haworth when he put that new paddle in his hand. We didn't think it was right for him. He changed it, goes to this new, little more control paddle. Huge difference for him in both our opinions, we believe.
Well, and the big takeaway for me from this one is the shape, but also his ability to take those balls early at the kitchen line. He really took away that reaction time. You see him go angled there, here, taking it down the line, angle back behind. That was the difference that what we saw of Chris in 2023 to what we're seeing here in 2024.
Well, congratulations. Chris Haworth is your 2024 APP Punta Gorda gold medalist. We'll take a break, hear from our sponsors, and be back here in Punta Gorda.